Men, I need you. I need you in the coming weeks. We're going to go into those GD school boards, and we will make them do. This is a guy running for office.
Yeah, for governor. I think it's governor, isn't it?
Yeah. He's running for a Republican. Well, there's a Republican running for office in Pennsylvania. He's running for Northampton county executive. I think that's
okay. All right.
That's a county official.
All right.
You know.
But this is their scheme. This is their plan now. They know that they are not popular with their opinions, and so now they're going to force their way in. Instead of winning elections, because they know they can't win, they're going to force their way in. This is their plan.
Boner candidate number one. We're getting pretty close to mob rule in this country. Here's boner candidate number two, the anti-vax mama. A New Jersey woman calling herself the anti-vax mama on Instagram has sold several hundred fake COVID-19 vaccination cards at $200 a pop to New York City area shop dodgers, including people working in hospitals and nursing homes, prosecutors said. For an extra $250, a second scammer would then enter a bogus card buyer's name into a New York State vaccination database, which feeds systems used to verify vaccine status at places that they're required, such as concerts, sporting events, that kind of thing, prosecutors said. Jasmine Clifford of Lyndhurst, New Jersey, was charged Thursday with offering a false criminal possession of a forged instrument and conspiracy. Authorities say she sold about 250 of these fake vaccine cards in recent months.
Vaccines are free. Do they know that just getting
these are
the vaccine
she's selling these to people who don't want the vaccine, Gina.
But
these are I don't want a vaccine.
They'd
I'll
rather pay for a fake card.
You betcha. $250. And, and she called herself online on Instagram the anti-vax mama. So she's a stupid person selling something to stupid people. Boner candidate number two. Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number three. Getting a haircut can be a serious matter.
Boner candidate number three for round one coming up after this. Big Boy News and Opinioendo. Brought to you by
Katurbis Dodge is now Young Dodge Layton. New name, same great service and selection of vehicles. See selection online at Young Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.com. Think Young, think Layton.
Well, the Sex Pistols guitarist Steve Jones and drummer Paul Cook recently successfully challenged singer Johnny Rotten's veto over the use of their music in the upcoming FX series Pistol. But while they may have won in the courts, John Lydon, is still trying to sway the court of public opinion. He released a lengthy statement following the court filing that has allowed the series to move forward despite his arguments against doing so. Director Danny Boyle, pretty well-respected guy, Slumdog Millionaire, so forth, is overseeing the six-part series that's based off a Sex Pistols-centric book written by the guitarist Steve Jones.
Kerry, do you have permission to play this? I just am checking before.
Well, I'd have to check with John now, wouldn't I?
When the singer balked at the usage of the band's music in the project, Jones and Cook filed suit, citing a 1998 band agreement that suggested majority rules when it comes to decisions about financing and licensing and so forth. The court ruled, though, in favor of Jones and
because they had a previous agreement that the majority would rule between the three of them.
Yeah.
And now John doesn't want that anymore.
Because he thinks he counts as more than one person, probably.
Yep.
Oh, he released a statement that essentially said that.
Yeah.
Don't you know who I am?
It was a very wordy, don't you know who I am?
I am the lead singer and songwriter, frontman, image, the lot, you name it. I put it there. How is that not relevant? He said. Well, it is relevant. But there are two other people involved, Mr. Lydon.
And you have an agreement.
R. Kelly, on trial, now accused of exploiting a 17-year-old boy.
He's just a horrible garbage person that needs to go away for the rest of his life.
A man took the stand, witness stand in Kelly's sex trafficking trial in New York to say that Kelly exploited him in the same way when he was a high school student. The witness, testifying in federal court in Brooklyn without using his real name, told a jury how Kelly had lured him to his Chicago area home with false offers of helping him with his fledgling music career and then sexually exploiting him. So I think eventually he will, Kelly that is, will go away. A judge has ordered a Cincinnati hospital, part of the University of Cincinnati's network of health care, to treat Jeffrey Smith, 51 years old, to treat him for COVID with horse paste,
Ivermectin?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, ivermectin. The order filed on August 23rd compels the hospital to provide Mr. Smith with 30 milligrams of ivermectin daily for 3 weeks. The drug was originally developed to deworm livestock animals before doctors began using it against parasitic diseases among humans. Several
There is a
researchers,
human version of it. It's not the...
but it's used to treat parasites, not viruses.
Yeah, exactly.
Parasites.
The reason people are going to get it at the IFA is because they can't get... Well, no, and they can't get it because the other one, you need a doctor's prescription for it.
Yeah. There's a story about a guy, I forget where, he was but he was an anti-vaxxer, and he decided he was going to treat himself with ivermectin and calcium and something, and he wouldn't wear a mask. He took it faithfully every day. Dead. He's dead.
Because if you look at a horse, now I'm an expert. Let me help you guys with this. Horses are bigger than people. And the dosage that you give to a horse would not be the same as the prescription you could get from a doctor.
It's kind of the way Bill Cosby would explain it, I guess.
You see?
Another 7 Utahns have died of COVID-19, bringing the total to 2,634. The health department reported 1,218 new confirmed cases since Monday, and of those cases, 287 were children up to the age of 18.
I blame the extreme maskers. Yeah,
because
they're just as bad as the extreme anti-maskers, right?
Utah Department of Health is also reporting that COVID cases are once again surging in Utah retirement homes. The surge in cases across the state has seeped into even highly vaccinated elderly communities. Dr. Michelle Hoffman, Deputy Director of the Utah Department of Health, said across Utah, the COVID surge is not at unsustainable levels. She said a third of Utah's nursing homes are currently in the middle of an outbreak. Texas near ban on all abortions. The Supreme Court has said that they weren't going to rule on it, and they will let the Texas law stand at this point.
So the law is that after 6 weeks, not only can you not get an abortion for any reason, if anyone helps you
in any way,
anybody can sue you.
Not just Texans, but anybody.
So some, groups, anti-abortion group somewhere can find out that you were trying to get an abortion and they can sue you. 6 weeks of pregnancy, most women don't even know they're pregnant at 6 weeks. Because if you think about, I missed one period, that's about 4 weeks. And then you're like, I'm a week or two. Most women have no idea they're pregnant at 6 weeks.
But they know this, Gina. That's why they did it.
This is horrible. Because here's what happens. Rich women can always get an abortion. They can get on a plane and go to California or something. And this is another example of it's a tax on the poor. Poor people are not going to be able to have access to this health care.
Let me just say this to everybody who tried to tell me that Hillary and Trump were the same. F you, okay? Because that's what led up to all of this, all right? F you.
Also in Texas, the Republican legislature has passed an election bill raising voting barriers even higher. So they're going to be overrun with poor people because of the babies, but they're not going to allow them to vote when
They won't be able to vote.
No, can't
Yeah.
vote.
This is the future of the GOP. This is what the GOP wants, folks. Look at Texas. Look at Florida.
And there was a 4.7 magnitude earthquake in near Wells, Nevada yesterday. A lot of people felt that here in Salt Lake. I did not, but it was reported. It was a 4.7, so that's fairly big. And finally this. You just...
No, go ahead.
You just can't win. I mean, so this guy, he's a lifeguard. He's been a lifeguard he's 19, been a lifeguard for 3 or 4 years in New Jersey on one of the beaches there. Struck by lightning yesterday, killed.
Wow.
It was like a bomb went off. Keith Pinto, Toms River, New Jersey, was injured by lightning. But then he was real close to it. But another lifeguard was just outright killed. Bam! And they said it didn't even seem to be stormy at the time, or a bolt of lightning comes out and just levels them.
There you go.
That's amazing.
Weather traffic.
Okay, well, I guess that could happen today. We have a chance of some lightning thunderstorms today, scattered showers today, tonight, actually all the way through Thursday we have a chance. And that weather pattern has cooled us down quite a bit. 84 for a high today. We'll stay in the low to mid 80s, it looks like, through the weekend. There's chance of storminess just for the next couple of days. And the weekend looks beautiful. Mid 80s and sunny skies and less smoke. All things we've been waiting for happening. Let's see, traffic. We have a crash. Eastbound I-80 at 23rd East in Holiday. It's off to the right shoulder. And crash south on I-15, 26 South on-ramp in Woods Cross. That's affecting the right lane. And nobody sent anything in via text for a while, but we appreciate it when you do, and I'll pass it along. 33986 is where you do that. Be prepared for your day. Watch 2 News this morning on KUTV2 from 4:30 to 7 a.m.
All right, here we go with boner candidate number 3. You know, getting a haircut can be pretty serious business, as evidenced by this story. Melbourne, Australia barbershop. The owner shot and wounded a masked gunman who had entered the shop Saturday afternoon and pointed a firearm at several people. The shooting occurred in the New York Hair Barbershop in Melbourne, Australia. But it's called the New York Hair Barbershop.
I want hair like they have in New York,
Yeah,
even though I live here in Australia.
Yeah, exactly. This is not Melbourne, Australia. I take it back. It's Melbourne, Florida.
Melbourne,
still,
Florida.
But still, yeah. The shooting occurred at 3:25 p.m. Saturday in the New York barbershop. Gunman, identified by police as Palm Bay resident Marlon Masco, was shot in the hip. He was disarmed and apprehended at the scene. The investigation revealed that it wasn't related to a robbery. It was actually related to a prior haircut that Mr. Masco had received at the barbershop that he did not care for.
Well, what do you expect him to do? Not go to that barbershop?
So he went away for a while, and then he came back. Came back to shoot the place up, but the barbershop owner was armed, and he shot Mr. Masco in the hip.
Did he expect him to talk to the barber about what went wrong? No.
Nope.
Only answer was to pull out a gun.
I told you how I wanted my sideburns. Boner candidate number 3, getting a haircut can be a serious business.
All right, let's review the first 2 and vote.
Boner candidate number 1, we're getting pretty close to mob rule in this country. A Republican candidate for office in Pennsylvania suggests getting 20 strong men and going to school boards and just forcibly removing school board members who want mask mandates. So go in there and we'll just be men, and
The thing he's running for is essentially the equivalent of a county mayor, apparently.
County commissioner or mayor, Boner candidate number 2, the anti-vax mama, accused of selling bogus vaccination cards at $250 a pop. And boner candidate number 3, getting a haircut can be a serious matter.
All right, here we go. You've got to decide. Of these 3 candidates, which one is the worst? Which one should be a boner of the winner of round 1? Ah, see, I tricked you there. This is round 1. That's all it gets is the winner of round 1 title if it wins here. It goes forward to boner fight. It might be boner of the day. You see, round 2 happens at 8:20. We do this again with 3 more candidates. We get another winner there. We take both of the winners. We put them against each other. Boner of the day happens at 9:20 this morning. That's when boner fight happens, and that's when you'll vote. So right now we got to advance. We got to send one of these 3 forward. 1, 2, or 3. Remember your candidate number, the one that you think should win. Put that single digit in the message of a text, and then text that to 33986. Or you can call the producer's booth. Give them your voice vote at 877-602-9696. Or go online, x96.com, look for the box that says Boner Voting, September 1, 2021, and vote there. Now, keep that telephone number ready, 877-602-9696, because as soon as we award round 1 here, right after these messages, we're going to take your questions for Dr. Cobble. So any extreme masking questions that you have, he can answer about the vaccine, the variants, all of that stuff. So get ready for that as soon as we award this, round 1 of your boner voting.
Let's join Carrie and Bill at the Acme Broadcasting Company party at Rockport Reservoir.
What a nice day for a company party, huh?
Oh, God, yes. I mean, it's just beautiful up here. And you know, we deserve this, don't we?
I think that everybody on the staff deserves a nice party like this. I mean, we've all worked so hard to get this station to show in the ratings.
Yeah. Showing up in the top 35 stations ain't that easy either.
Nope.
Hey, look at everybody down there on the beach by the picnic table. You know, we ought to hike down there.
No, we can get a much better shot at all of them with our paintball guns from up here.
Huh.
Now look at Mario there. I'll bet you I can knock that beer right out of his hand.
Good shot. hey, they can't see us up here, can they?
Well, apparently not. Hey, listen, see if you can splatter the side of Bessie with a volley of that green paint you got.
Righto. Just about spelled my name. Hey, they're all starting to scatter and take cover now. What a great party. Hey, see if you can hit Sonny before she makes it to that tree.
Okay. Oh, damn, I missed her. You know, she's so thin, there's not much of a target there. Hey, what's Ed Acme doing?
Well, it looks like he's pushed over the picnic table and he's using it as a barrier. Get out your binoculars.
Got him. Oh, my God. That's a 30-30 he's pulling out of his knapsack. Oh! And it looks like he's got a bead on us, too. That was too close.
Godfrey! Jeez, everybody else seems to be packing heat, too. Look at that. Mario's gunning back at us with some kind of flare gun.
Whoa!
Gee!
Right, Sonny thinks she's gonna hit us clear up here with that little pistol of hers. Oh! Oh, but Acme's really got us pinned down with that thing.
Well, then I guess it's a good thing I brought this to the company party, isn't it?
Oh, an Uzi.
Yeah.
Bill, you the man. Oh, God, what a great party!
Ah, Bob's House of Hose.
Nancy Pelosi's husband got PPP loan from the federal government.
Did Bob's House of Hose get a PPP?
I don't know. I'll have to check with Bob and see.
Bob's House of Hose did not receive PPE. Bob's House of Hose is too small of a business, even though these loans were meant for small business.
Bob,
Yeah.
how many employees?
I'm not actually Bob, you realize. I'm the announcer for Bob's House of Hose.
Well, announcer, how
I
many?
can get Bob if you'd like.
Is he there?
Bob's here in the sound booth with me.
Oh, nice.
Telling you what to say.
What do you want?
Bob is the only employee at Bob's House of
I'm an
Hose.
independent contractor.
Obama! Says Bob House of Hose. Obama!
Contrary to popular opinion, I'm not Bocephus.
Obama! There he is.
We've got Dr. Cobble on the line, so start calling in with your questions, 877-602-9696. He is ready and standing by, but quickly first, let's award round one of your boners.
Yeah, by the way, the question, are we doomed, is allowable. You can, if you just want to call in and ask Dr. Cobble, are we doomed, you can do that. So anyway, here we go. This boners are brought to you in part by... I did have I had a chicken sandwich from Moochie's last night.
Oh, well,
So that was good. That was good. And
Katrubas Dodge, now Young Dodge Layton, new name, same great service and selection of vehicles. See selection online at youngchrysler.dodge.jeepram.com. Think Young, think Layton.
well, there was a lot of voting going on here.
Well, there were good candidates.
A lot of voting. Number 2, the anti-vax mama, selling the fake vaccination cards, did pretty well. Even the shoot 'em up at the Barbershop did quite well. But you couldn't beat boner candidate number 1, the Pennsylvania commissioner candidate. He's running for county commission, suggesting that the way to really deal with school boards is just, we'll get 20 strong men and we'll go in there and we'll force them to do what we want. We'll just take them out if we need to.
If you don't like the school board, then you vote them out the next election.
It's so much more efficient to get 20 strong guys.
But, Gina, we might lose.
Yeah.
So that's what happens.
And when we have precedent for trying to force our way to get the result that we want. That's right.
Exactly.
We're getting close to mob rule here, folks.
All right, there's your winner for round 1. Good candidate. It goes to Boner Dome. It might be Boner of the Day. Round 2 coming up at 8:20. We'll do this again. 3 more candidates. Get another winner there. We'll take both winners, put them against each other, You'll decide boner of the day at 9:20 this morning. All right, so let's see. Let's get.
And now
Dr.
we have
Cobble.
Dr. Michael Cobble. He's on the line with us, and he can answer questions for you about COVID and vaccines and how good or bad it's getting and all of that kind of thing. And Dr. Cobble, what about flu season coming?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
All of that. Give us a call, 877-602-9696. Ask your questions. But am I right, Dr. Cobble? Flu season is getting pretty close. Are we going to need to get flu shots and all of that as well, right?
Well, I think it'd be smart. You know, the flu season last year was pretty minimal because people wore their masks. So hopefully flu won't add to COVID this year. Last year we were lucky, but I don't think this year will be as lucky.
Yeah.
Well, I'm an extreme masker, so I think I'm safe from catching anything ever because I'm an extreme masker.
Why is it,
You
Dr.
probably mask in the shower, don't you?
Yep, I do.
Yeah.
Dr. Cobble, why is it that, talk a little bit about, so there's a story in the news today about nursing homes, and even nursing homes where the population of them nursing home is highly vaccinated. They're all, they've like 90% of them are it's COVID is still getting in there and killing people.
Well, I think in the vaccinated population, the death rate from COVID is only 0.4%. It's 4 times higher than the flu, but it's not 2 to 5%, which we have seen through most of the pandemic. In the United States, we're averaging about 2% death rate if you catch COVID.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, being vaccinated makes you 5 times less likely to die, or not being vaccinated makes you 5 to 5.5 times more likely to die. So, again, I think the vaccine is smart, but Delta is bypassing it in a certain degree if people are not wearing a mask and protecting aerosol spread.
Well, we have a full bank of phones.
Well, let's
already.
so
let's go to Sasha first. Hello, Sasha.
Hi, I am a healthcare worker, and I'm eager to get my 3rd shot, but I've heard that Moderna is more effective with the Delta variant. Would you recommend waiting till that's approved for the 3rd vaccination?
Well, my hat's off to you for being a healthcare worker. I know it's been a difficult year and a half, so thank you. And I think the current recommendation is to stick with the same series you've had. So if you had the first 2 shots of Pfizer, you should do the 3rd shot with Pfizer. First 2 shots with Moderna, do the next. Even the Johnson & Johnson booster appear to be remarkably effective for antibody response. So I think that even though Moderna appeared to be a little bit better resistance, it wasn't that much, and you're really splitting hairs. And I think any of them you get is going to have a great antibody response with great protection. It's a great question.
Okay, Sasha?
Thank you, Sasha.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Let's go to, quickly, Gabriel. And Marcy, hang on. We'll get to you, too. Gabriel, go ahead.
Hey, I just had a question. The numbers online are really sketchy on it. If you've had COVID and you're vaccinated, what are the numbers of likeliness of getting COVID again? Most online says there's 200 people in the entire world. Is that correct?
Well, that's not correct. I know people that have caught it 2 or 3 times, and I think that it appears the risk of catching it if you're vaccinated and you caught COVID prior, it appears the risk is about 0.3%, so it's quite low, maybe 1 in 150. But with Delta, it's mixed up the whole thing because this is 2 to 4 times more contagious. We're seeing 4 times more kids catching this than we saw last year. So I think even though you've caught it previously and you are vaccinated, fully vaccinated, I'd still wear a mask if you're going to be in a high-risk environment.
Don't let your guard down. Okay? Okay.
There you go, Gabriel. Thank you. All right.
Thank you.
We will take a break. Marcy, hang on. We got 2 lines open at 877-602-9696. Questions for Dr. Cobble coming up in our next break. Quickly, a text question. How many packets of Arby's horsey sauce do I need to prevent or treat COVID? I think that's 87 is the number. 87, right. So hang on. Traffic, please, Gina.
Looking a little busy, Highway 89 in Fruit Heights near Nichols Road. Also slow southbound I-15 in Layton through Kaysville, we have a crash eastbound I-80 at 23rd East in Holiday. It's off to the right shoulder. Looks like we have some slowage northbound I-15 coming into Murray. I don't know if that's an accident or just construction slowage, but looks like you're crawling along through there. And if you're crawling along through somewhere else and you want to share it with friends of the program, you can text it in and I'll pass it along, 33986. For a limited time, get a professional AC tune-up or AC diagnostic service for only $39 with Scott Hale Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Call 801-264-HALE.
All right, we will take a break. More with Dr. Cobble after these. 877-602-9696. Brooklinen.com. It seems more and more evident that we're going to be retreating to our homes, and we need a personal zen zone, a refuge, a fortress of solitude, and that's why I love my Brooklinen sheets and my bathrobe and my bath mats and all of that. It just makes the fortress more comfortable. Like I said, a zen zone. Every day has started to feel ordinary. It's time to transform your zen zone into something magical. Upgrade your bedding, your loungewear. Oh, God, the loungewear. I need to get some of that stuff. Towels and robes. And step into the new season in style and comfort. Get it all from one place, Brooklinen. And this is the deal right now. Give yourself the comfort refresh you deserve and get it for less at Brooklinen. Here's the deal. Keep this in mind. Go to brooklinen.com. Use the promo code X96, and you'll get $20 off with a minimum purchase of $100. So go there now. And if you haven't been there in a while, revisit. They're always adding new product. That's BROOKLINEN.com. Enter the promo code X96 for $20 off with a minimum purchase of $100. Brooklinen.com, and the promo code is X96.
Do we still have popcorn in the building?
Yeah, why?
Because we should get rid of it all.
This might be the evidence that we have some. I'm eating it. God, you're a genius. You should be a detective.
Everybody knows you're eating it. Can we get rid of all the popcorn in the building so Bill doesn't eat it on the air anymore?
I'm attempting to get rid of it right now. I'm eating it.
But the fact that you have a small bowl of it tells me there's a bigger bag of it on your desk, and we'll be enjoying this for weeks to come.
There are 3 big bags of it on my desk.
Mm-hmm.
And don't worry yourself about it. It's fine.
If you would hurry and eat it, then he wouldn't be able to.
I need to take care of it.
You need to take some initiative.
She won't touch any of it.
I will.
No, this is Thai curry coconut.
I won't eat that one.
And then there's white cheddar pepper.
No,
she won't touch that. Nope. And then there's seaweed.
No,
she won't touch that either.
I like the rosemary truffle one.
It's gone.
Yeah, it was the first to go.
Because it's the best.
Because it's the best.
No, it's the only one you'll eat. Does not mean it's the best.
If it's gone, it's the best.
The Thai curry coconut is the best.
Is that what you have?
It's good
there?
too.
Yeah.
So weeks and weeks we'll be enjoying.
No, I'm taking it home today.
Okay, good.
Don't worry about it. I'll take it home.
Okay, good.
And you don't have to call attention to it.
No, I don't, because everybody can tell.
No,
and that's really why he wanted to get off the phone. He has a phobia about hearing people eating.
Oh, they couldn't tell.
They could.
No,
yes,
they can't tell.
They can.
You cannot tell. I'm eating popcorn on the air right now.
No.
There's no way you can tell. I'm a professional and I know how to do it. I am a professional radio personality who knows.
I was going to say,
Now, if it was TV.
Half of that sentence is true.
If it was TV, you could tell because you'd see me doing it.
You think Dan Rascone has stories of news anchors eating?
I bet he doesn't.
Listen, I've seen Dan Rascone pick his teeth while doing a news story.
On a live shot?
Yeah. Standing there with a toothpick going, well, tonight's news.
Atropos tweets, I hope that someday I can win a prize and have Bill ask me questions with a mouthful of popcorn.
Listen, these are our friends. You know, you eat popcorn with friends. These are all our friends.
It just is going to make people hungry. That's what it does.
I am hungry now, actually. Talking about all this.
Well, the popcorn, there's
Thai curry.
on his desk.
Thai curry coconut.
Okay. KXRK Provo. Let's continue. Dr. Cobble. Huh? Oh.
Yeah, I was just going to say, let's answer this text question quickly before we get to the phone calls for
Okay.
Dr. Cobble.
All right.
It says, can you ask Dr. Cobble what people without an ID can do to get vaccinated? I know a lot of people that are not getting vaccinated because they don't have any ID. This is a great question for coronavirus.utah.gov. Here's what it says. Yes, you can still be vaccinated if you don't have an ID. Even though providing contact information may not be required, the staff at the vaccination clinic may ask for ID. If you have ID, great. If you don't, you can still get a vaccine. And a little tip, even if you're not legal, you can still
If you're not
get
a citizen?
vaccine. If you're not a citizen.
Well, we don't have
have
any
to
people
prove-
like that listening to us.
You don't, but I'm sure there are people that have avoided getting vaccine because they think, well, I don't have the right paperwork. I can't. Yeah, you don't need it. They'll ask for it, and you can just say, I don't have it, and they will give you the vaccine anyway.
They will. All right. Let's go to Marcy next. Marcy is on the phone. Hello, Marcy.
Hello. My question, Dr. Cobble, is if someone is, gets COVID and is sick enough that they need hospitalization, what are the therapeutics that happen in the hospital? Obviously it might be different for each case, but some of the common ones.
Well, I think the simple answer to that is oxygen, dexamethasone, steroid, and then remdesivir, typically, the antibody. And then, worst case scenario is they go to the ICU and get intubated. But the typical things are the steroids. If we think they have a secondary infection, we'll use an antibiotic, typically azithromycin, just because that bacteriostatic antibiotic has some anti-inflammatory effects. But steroids, oxygen, and remdesivir, the antibody monoclonal treatment.
Okay.
Thank you.
Terrific. Thank you.
All right, Marcy. Thank you. 877-602-9696 is the number. Call and talk to Dr. Cobble, you extreme maskers. Matt is on the phone. Hello, Matt.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. What's your question?
So this is a fun one. I got vaccinated with the Johnson & Johnson back in February.
Okay.
I ended up coming down with the assuming the Delta variant on the 20th. I got tested and it came back positive that I had COVID. So I stayed out I got the health department notice, stay out for the 10 days, stayed out for the 10 days. So my main symptoms was I really loss of taste and smell, head congestion, and a little bit of, stomach flu. So right now, the only thing that's come back is that as of last night, I stopped off at Beto's and actually was able to taste it finally, and I actually downed my horchata. So, so this is like the first day where I actually kind of feel like 90%.
So you're wondering how long before the other symptoms go away? Is that what you're wondering?
No, here's where I'm at is should I go and get to make sure I'm not COVID positive anymore? Do I just go wait for the Johnson & Johnson new booster, or what would be my next steps now that I feel like I'm at like around 96%?
Just drink more horchata. That's all you need to do.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah, I think if you're mostly asymptomatic, your risk is low. I think if you're wearing your mask, you're not going to spread it to others. Again, people can be contagious for 7 to 20 days. Most quarantines recommend 7, 10, or 14 days, depending on the location. So again, if you're not in a work environment or social environment where you could spread it, retesting is probably not necessary. That's not recommended. And I think that you could get your booster shot anytime that's available from this point forward. Hopefully that answered all your questions.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Matt. Let's go to Emily on the phone. Hello, Emily.
Hello. I have a question regarding my husband, who is a transplant recipient and had the vaccine, but due to his rejection meds, did not have a response to that vaccine. And I've been hearing a lot about the monoclonal antibodies and how he would access those if he was ever exposed to COVID.
You just want to know how he gets that prescription?
Yeah, what's the best procedure? I've heard that if he gets sick enough that he needs to be hospitalized, it's too late, and that those work best early on.
Well, I don't know if that's necessarily true. I think the issue is if he tests positive for COVID and he's a transplant recipient, he should contact his transplant team immediately to see if he can get the monoclonal antibodies transfusion in an outpatient setting. I think the worst case scenario is getting an oxygen below 90%. So probably the smartest thing most people can do is have a pulse oximeter at home. If they come down with COVID-like symptoms and their oxygen is below 90, they need to go to the emergency room immediately. But I think, he might talk to his transplant team also about retrying the vaccine or trying a different vaccine. But you bring up a great point. Those people that are on immune modulating therapy, for whatever reason, a large percent of them do not develop an immune response because the drugs are on prevents that from happening. And I don't know if there's evidence. I'd have to go to PubMed and National Institute of Health and see if trying, if it failed with Pfizer vaccine, whether trying with Johnson & Johnson or trying with Moderna may have an opportunity, or trying to do the boosters more frequently. And I don't think there's evidence on that currently. I haven't seen that published, but it wouldn't shock me if that's being studied. And yeah, great question.
All right.
Thank you, Emily. Let's take, we have time for one more call. Let's go to Tony. Hi, Tony.
Hey, thanks for letting me listen.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, Dr. Cobble, I got the vaccine a bit ago, and every time I talk to some of my friends about it, they're kind of anti-vaxxers. And a lot of the thing is that with them is they're like, hey, we don't take it because it's a synthetic. And it's not a real vaccine. That's why we don't like to pump stuff into our own bodies.
Mm-hmm.
What is a good response for somebody who says something like that? Like,
how about you're stupid?
No, Bill, we're trying to be helpful. We're not trying to drive them away. What is a helpful thing?
I'm not in the hospital, but you could be.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any good response. They've made up their mind, and there's no amount of education or science or medicine that'll help. Mm-hmm. I think that if someone's talking like that to me, I just make sure I put my mask on if I don't have it on already. I can tell you that it's not a live attenuated vaccine, so it's safe in pregnancy, it's safe in children. Again, I think we'll see it approved for kids below 12 in the next 2 to 4 months. and it does not show birth defects. It does not show infertility. There have been multiple publications on that recently. So, again, they're not going to listen to that conversation from you. And I just think, you be friends with them and just wear your mask around them all the time.
Okay. Thanks,
All right.
Dr. Cobble.
Thank you, Tony.
Sorry.
Thanks
Do
for
we have
trying.
Sorry, Tony. There are lost causes, I think.
See, what all of that Dr. Cobble said was the same thing as telling them they're stupid. It's just in a nicer way.
I'm trying to be nice.
Yeah.
Do we have an ETA as to when the official booster announcement / regimen will be presented? Because I'd like to be first in line.
Well, I know, again, a certain number of people have been approved for the booster, and I think medical workers, the nurse practitioner student in my office has gotten her booster. And I think people can, anyone over 65, I think, is now open for the booster. I think you just need to go down to County Health or walk into CVS Walgreens and ask if you get the booster. But we recommend 6 to 8 months after your last shot.
6 to 8 months, is that what it was?
6 to
From
8
your
months.
last shot.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Well, there we go. Thank you very much.
Dr. Cobble, I saw Dr. Cobble yesterday
Oh, yeah?
in his office, and you did say that you're seeing a lot more COVID around, right?
Yeah, my last 3 patients were COVID people. So yesterday,
Bill, that's
after
you.
Came in. Yeah, right?
Yeah, no, it wasn't me.
Oh, okay.
No.
Yeah, the ICUs are full here in Utah, and they're full in Idaho. And
I blame the extreme maskers. Yeah.
It's clearly our fault.
Clearly.
All right. Well, thank you, Dr. Cobble. Stay safe, and we'll talk to you soon. And I think I sent you a link to that article that we were talking about.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Okay, thanks, you guys.
Thank you,
Bye.
Doc.
Stay safe.
All right. Let's get some traffic, Gina, please.
Crash northbound I-15 at 39th South. This is milepost 302. The center lane is blocked there. Crash southbound State Street 21st South in South Salt Lake. The left lane is blocked there. And a crash eastbound I-80 23rd East in Holiday, although that one's been around for a bit. Hopefully they're working on getting that one cleaned up. And what are you seeing out there? I don't know. You need to text it in if it's safe for you to do that. 33986. If you want a better deal, go see Strong Volkswagen. Unlock stronger pricing at strongvw.com.
Okay, bonus round 2 coming up. Here are the candidates that you will be considering. Boner candidate number 1. Would you like to buy some heavily used boxer shorts? What if I told you they were heavily used by Michael Jordan?
No, still no.
Boner candidate number 2, political extortion. And boner candidate number 3, hey, how could you tell it was me who stole that stuff?
Boner candidates for round 2 coming up, along with Big Boy News and Opinioendo, all after these. Stand by. Manscaped.com is the website to go to. The Performance Package 4.0 from Manscaped. And this is a great thing. This whole package is terrific. You can find inside of it the Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, a trimmer for your everywhere hair. I mean there and your face, even wherever it is growing. I've been using it all over.
You get fewer places for the COVID virus to hide.
Exactly.
If you get rid of your hair.
I mean, what I'm trying to say is I know Manscaped wants us to focus on down there, but this trimmer is good for everywhere. And it's the the 4.0 is what it is, the Lawnmower 4.0. Also in this package, the Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, the Crop Preserver deodorant, the Crop Reviver toner, and then they're going to throw in 2 free gifts. You're going to get some performance boxer briefs and the Shed travel bag, all in this package, and it's great stuff. So get 20% off plus free shipping with the code X96 at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping. And the code, got to remember, X96 at manscaped.com. Go there. 8:21 right now. It's time for round 2 of your boner voting. 3 news stories. These will be examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior, and you will decide with your vote of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day. And if it wins here, it's the winner of round 2, and good for it. It's not boner of the day yet. It'll have to go up against the winner of round 1's voting. We've already done that, but we'll take both winners and put them against each other at 9:20 this morning. That's when you'll vote for boner of the day between the 2 winners, one of each round. So let's get a winner from this round 2. Here we go. We'll receive.
It's you. This one's you.
Oh, that's right. I'm supposed to. It's the Wendy's thing.
Yeah,
That's right.
You're the Wendy's guy.
I guess I'm the Wendy's guy. X96 and Wendy's wants to feed you and yours with a Wendy's prize pack. Ooh, including any 2 breakfast combos, 2 small Frosties, and 2 lunch/dinner small combo meals, all on Wendy's and X96. So that's what a random boner voter will win today.
Carrie's the only one,
I guess,
capable of reading that piece of copy.
It's not capable. They just like Carrie. And that's her.
Here's boner candidate number 1. Would you like to buy some heavily used boxer shorts? No, what if I told you that these boxer shorts were heavily used by Michael Jordan?
No, even then, no.
Now, come on. Come on.
No.
There's being a Michael Jordan superfan, and then there's wanting to own a pair of his personally worn, heavily worn boxer shorts. For the sick, let's say the enthusiasts out there, we can reveal that a pair of the NBA Legends boxer shorts, which apparently show heavy use.
They show heavy use?
What does that mean?
I'm not. Use your imaginations.
All right.
Think of that novel. Who wrote it? Skid Row. Think of that book, Skid Row. And maybe they're going to be put up for auction. His underpants are going to be put up for auction by Leland's auctioneers. And, well, it looks as though they're going to go for at least $500.
You think you're going to get some Michael Jordan DNA out of there and clone Michael Jordan? Is that what?
Or maybe, well, never mind. The blurb says, this is about as close to greatness as you can get. And, I mean, if you mean by greatness stains, then okay. The good news or the bad news is that there is a dry cleaning tag there, so they probably have been cleaned, even though there is still evidence of heavy use, it says.
Maybe that just means they're worn, they're threadbare in places. Maybe that's what it is.
You can choose to think of it that way if you like. But I'm gonna, we're in the process of coming up with merch. I'm gonna suggest for merch that we start selling items of heavily used clothing on the Radio from the Home Show, or making it available as prizes. No?
No.
All right. Anyway, boner candidate number 1, heavily used Michael Jordan boxer shorts. Here's boner candidate number 2. Now we get to the meat of it. Political extortion. Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy on yesterday, threatened to use future GOP majorities to punish companies that comply with House investigators warning that a Republican majority will not forget. McCarthy called out Representative Adam Schiff, Benny Thompson, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, for what he called attempts to strong-arm private companies to turn over individuals' private data. He asserted that such a forfeiture of information would put every American with a phone or a computer in the crosshairs of surveillance state run by Democrat politicians.
No, just the people that are trying to overthrow the government. That's not for everybody. It's just.
But so here's what he's doing, though. He's saying to these phone companies, essentially, because he knows that there's phone traffic there that he's in and other members are in.
Exactly.
And he's saying, if you turn that information over to them, and then the Republicans gain a majority in the future, we're going to come down on you like a ton of bricks. This is it's extortion.
But doesn't he
political
realize
extortion.
that just the fact that he's doing that makes us all the more curious about what we will find?
It makes us all the
in
more
those
convinced.
records.
It makes us all the more convinced.
But this is how the GOP plans to rule once they get back in charge, and they're doing it. They're getting back in charge. They're
the Democratic now the committee is all Democrats. They are looking for a fuller picture of the communications between President Trump and people like McCarthy. McCarthy's saying to these phone companies, if we're ever in power again and you've turned that information over, you're in trouble.
Well, and they will be in power again because voting won't matter once they get enough states to see their way.
Boner candidate number 2, political extortion. Coming up in
And
a moment.
our very own Ed Brass says if you look up the definition of witness tampering in the United States Code, this is it exactly.
Yeah.
All right.
Coming up in a moment, Boner candidate number 3. Well, how could you tell it was me that stole that stuff?
All right. Boner candidate number 3 for round 2 coming up after this. Big Boy News and Opinioendo, brought to you by...
Enjoy a cosmic light show, film, or just stop by for free exhibits. Clark Planetarium is open 7 days a week at the Gateway in downtown Salt Lake. Experience something new. Visit clarkplanetarium.org today.
Well, this story has kind of come back into the news because of the troubles that Jeopardy is having. And, it's just weird. So this guy, Richards, that was going to be the replacement for Alex Trebek, a guy nobody's ever heard of, really. But he'd always wanted to be a game show host. He's been in producing for other game shows, and he's an associate producer for Jeopardy.
And Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune.
And he put himself in as the host, and then certain comments that he'd made in the past on podcasts showed up, and he had to, and he's not even a producer anymore. He's left the company. He's not going to be the host, and he's left the company. And then so people turned back to Ken Jennings. Now, Ken Jennings, a great champion, Utah ties. But remember, Ken Jennings can't do it either because of things he had tweeted in the past.
And he tweeted some horrible things.
Yeah, I mean, he tweeted about saying it's just a terrible thing to see a good-looking person in a wheelchair.
That's a horrible thing to say.
Yes. And he has acknowledged as much. But that probably would preclude him from being the host as well. So don't get your hopes up for Ken Jennings either. The damn show is in a mess right now, and it's too bad.
Again, the woman that Trebek recommended.
She's a CNN analyst, I think. Or...
They never gave her a demo.
Nope.
They never gave her a try. And LeVar Burton has pretty much, a past that is free of trouble.
Although
people love him, even if he's not the best host.
He was kind of, he would get better, but he was
nervous. Give him a minute.
Yeah. And then tragedy, one of a kind, an original, will be met. I remember this guy, but many of you won't. Lloyd Dobbins has died at the age of 85. He was the co-host of a really innovative television news program called NBC News Overnight that he did with Linda Ellerbee. And it was a really great, it was sort of freewheeling journalism, and they were terrific together, and it was a great news program. Linda Ellerbee has long since passed away, and now Lloyd Dobbins at the age of 85 has died. You think Delta Airlines is going to change their name? I
no, because Corona Beer didn't change their name.
Well,
so
I wonder about
Delta Airlines
that, too.
is not going to change their name.
But Delta Airlines is now only hiring fully vaccinated flight attendants.
This makes me want to fly Delta.
You want to be a stew with Delta? You've got to be fully vaccinated. The carrier said all new hires, including current Delta employees who have been accepted into the training program for flight attendants, must be fully vaccinated before their training can even start. This announcement comes days after Delta Air said that employees who choose not to be vaccinated will have to pay $200 extra a month for insurance. Well, that's not going to work for flight attendants. You have to be vaccinated to be a flight attendant.
This makes me happy to fly Delta if I ever fly again.
Yeah, that's the thing.
The Mormon vaccine...
I figured out when the last time I flew. 2019 was the last time I was on a plane.
The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints president, Russell Nelson, speaking during a news conference in June, said, please, Latter-day Saints, please, members of the church, get vaccinated for COVID. How's that been working? Not very well.
No.
After more than a year of attending church virtually, Monique Allen has struggled to explain to her asthmatic daughter why people from their congregation don't wear masks. They're going to church again. They're not wearing masks. Allen says she has taught her daughter that wearing a mask is Christ-like, but now she worries that her child feels like an outcast when they go to church. Church leaders recently...
I'm still so baffled by this.
Church leaders recently issued their strongest statement yet, urging people to limit the spread by getting COVID vaccines and wear masks.
Well, but they're not worshiping there anymore. They're worshiping at the altar of right-wing talk radio and Tucker Carlson.
Now, speaking of LDS churches,
Joe Rogan,
a man started setting fires in several LDS churches down in southern Utah. The man was attempting to evade police. So a fire started at a church. Fire department dispatched. Then they get reports there's a fire started at another ward house, and then I think it was a third one, and police are rushing to that one, and there's a man coming out of the building, and he jumps into a minivan and takes off. And the police start chasing him. Authorities say that the St. George Fire Department received the first fire alarm call around 4 a.m., so very early in the morning. Then a fire was spotted at another church, and then another. But they saw this man coming out, jumping into the van, and they start chasing him. He crashes his minivan in Zion National Park. He got that far and was taken into custody by police. But he apparently he's going to burn down a bunch of Mormon churches.
I just got a text from Linda Ellerby, Bill. She said, don't bury me, I'm not dead yet.
I'm not dead yet.
I'm sorry, Linda Ellerby died some years ago.
It's not what Sean Means is telling me.
I'm pretty sure.
So argue with him.
I will. I will.
She's 77. She's good.
Well, okay. Sean's usually, he's pretty sharp. He's usually...
He knows his news people.
Yeah. Anyway, just going to mention Afghanistan and President Biden yesterday, trying to sound tough and do what had to be done and talk. But I then heard Sean Hannity and people of his ilk talking about the ending of the war in Afghanistan. And Hannity had this guy on, a former general apparently, who said, well, we've left Americans behind. We've left Americans behind, and we can't do that. You know what we should be doing, Sean? We ought to get our armed forces together and go back in there and wipe out the Taliban and wipe out ISIS and get our people out of there. How did that work for you 20 years ago, General?
How about 10 years ago?
How did that work for you? Did you go in there and get rid of the Taliban and ISIS? No, you did not.
Well, and the State Department, since April, has been sending messages to Americans in Afghanistan, since April, saying, you need to leave. Here's how you do it. We will buy your ticket.
Yep.
Here's step-by-step instructions you need to get out. April, May, June, July, August.
Exactly.
They sent these out. Now, people are in different situations, and obviously they couldn't all get out. But there are people that ignored that and didn't get out when they should have.
Also, the right-wing spin machine is making a big deal about the fact that there was a translator who helped Biden some years ago in Afghanistan. This translator can't get out. He can't get his family out because they haven't been approved, and they're blaming Biden for that. No. You can blame Stephen Miller for that because he made it harder for people to get those special visas while Trump was in charge. But Hillary and Trump were the same.
Stephen Miller being the evil genius behind the orange monster. Anyway, I just couldn't stand that. We need to go in there.
No. Sports, weather, traffic.
Okay, so University of Utah, they've got their season opening football game this Thursday evening, and they're all going all digital. Keep the cash in your wallet. Make sure your phone's charged. All U of U tickets, parking passes, concessions, everything is going to be digital for that game on Thursday evening. And let's see, Real Salt Lake is playing FC Dallas at Rio Tinto Stadium on Saturday, and you can actually win tickets to that game. You can text LEO, L-E-O, LEO, to 33986 for your chance to win tickets. And that's your sports. Weather, nice little change coming our way. Isolated showers and scattered thunderstorms today, tomorrow, maybe even all the way into Thursday night. Chance of lightning, too. And cooler temperatures, 84 for a high today, and we'll stay in the mid to upper 80s through the weekend. But our weekend looks awesome. Friday, Saturday, Sunday looks sunny, less smoke, and a little bit cooler than it has been. So that's nice.
All right.
Traffic, let's refresh this and give you the most up-to-date information we can. Crash northbound I-15, milepost 302, that's 39th South in Murray, and that's causing issues mostly from the center lane. And lots of traffic running below speeds from 72nd South to 33rd South on northbound I-15. That could be construction related also. Slowage southbound I-15 from Beck Street to the westbound I-80 ramps. And what are you seeing? You can text it to us, 33986. If there's some traffic incident you think needs to be passed along, I'll pass it along for you. Injured in an accident, everyone deserves an advocate. Call 801-355-5550 or go to utahodvocates.com.
All right, boner candidate number 3 here. Oh, and I want to thank Sean Means for keeping me on the straight and narrow about Linda Ellerby. I really did think she had passed, and so it goes, Sean, and so it goes.
She retired. Maybe you're just remembering.
As she used to always. I loved her sign off. And so it goes.
Well, as Corey puts it, she's dead to Bill. You're dead to me.
Dead to me. So anyway, here we go. Boner candidate number 3. How could you tell it was me who stole that stuff? Well, your mugshot would tell us a lot. Hashtag dumbass. After stealing armfuls of clothing from a Tommy Hilfiger store, Ramaya Johnson and a female sidekick ran out of an emergency exit and fled Thursday in a Cadillac Escalade driven by a male accomplice. Following an alert issued for the SUV, a cop pulled over the vehicle 2 hours later after the heist at the Outlet Mall in Orlando, Florida, and inside the getaway car they found Tommy Hilfiger shopping bags filled with clothes. And in the mugshot, you can clearly see that Mr. Johnson is wearing a Tommy Hilfiger shirt with a tag still on it, a price tag.
It is. If you go to x96.com/live, you can see the tag.
How'd you know it was me who stole the stuff? Boner candidate number 3.
Okay, let's review the first 2 and vote.
Boner candidate number 1 was... would you like to buy some heavily used boxer shorts? Well, what if I told you they were heavily used by Michael Jordan? Some auction house auctioning off these boxer shorts. Boner candidate number 2, political extortion, political blackmail. It's a threat of threatening not Michael, McCarthy, Kevin McCarthy, threatening telecom companies. If Republicans get it back into power and you've given up our phone records, you better watch out. And boner candidate number 3, how could you tell it was me who stole that stuff?
There we go. Now, you've got to decide of these 3 candidates, which one is the worst? Which one deserves to go forward to Boner Fight and possibly become Boner of the Day? Winning here secures it a spot in Boner Dome and makes sure that it goes up against the winner of round 1's voting. So we'll get the winner here, and then at 9:20 this morning, you'll decide Boner of the Day with your vote. That's when Boner Fight happens. So right now, we got to pick one of these 3 to send forward from this, round 2, okay? Pay attention. 1, 2, or 3. Remember your candidate number, the one that you think should win. Put that single digit in the message of a text, and then text that to 33986. Easy. Or you can call the producer's booth, and maybe they'll be able to hear you over the jackhammer sounds in the studio. 877-602-9696. You can also go online, x96.com, look for the box that says Boner Voting, September 1, 2021, and vote there. And if you need to, refresh your internet browser, and you can see the box and click on it and vote. All right? You have until the end of these messages to do it, so let's go. It's round 2.
There's a great a little video that I tweeted early this morning at RFH Bill.
Well, let me go look.
It's a little video of some mayor somewhere in Wisconsin, I think.
Yeah.
He's doing his Groundhog's Day thing with
Like
Jimmy the Groundhog.
Jimmy, that's
Sun
not a
Prairie-
groundhog name.
It's
not.
Why is Jimmy not a ground? Phil is a groundhog name.
Sure.
Why is Jimmy not a groundhog name?
Jimmy's
It's fine. If
Awfully defensive
Princess,
about Jimmy.
Good God, Gina, you derail the story. Jimmy, that's not a groundhog. Why does Carrie Fisher call her dog Gary? It's fine. Anyway, Sun Prairie, Wisconsin, Jimmy the Groundhog, and the mayor, Jonathan Freund, is and he's an idiot. And I love the way they wrote this story on, what is it, Gawker or Newsfeed it's called. Gawker's Newsfeed, yeah. Low-rent Punxsutawney Phil impersonator Jimmy the Groundhog has the easy annual task of predicting each February whether Sun Prairie, Wisconsin will experience 6 more weeks of winter. This year, the job got to him a little bit as he whispered his prognostication into Mayor Jonathan Freund's ear. The weather will be, got your ear, sucker! I'm biting your damn ear off. How do you like me now?
He gets a hold of it, too.
Yeah, he does.
He gets a good chomp in there.
Yeah. You watch the
He
little
keeps going.
video.
The mayor keeps going, though. He doesn't stop.
Yeah, flinching from the savage attack on his soundy flaps, Freund attempted to translate the bite from groundhog to English. He didn't see his shadow, the shaken mayor stammered, so it will be in early spring. Jimmy's handler is obviously concerned about the integrity of the little biter's predictive record, later clarified that he had actually been attempting to indicate that winter would last another 6 weeks. It is Wisconsin, after all.
So the mayor got it wrong altogether.
Yeah. The mayor's office responded that only the mayor can translate Jimmy's prediction, the Milwaukee Sentinel-Journal reports. But it's a funny video. Watch the little video.
My question is, what kind of a mayor name is Jonathan? I mean, really?
It's a fine mayor name.
Terrible mayor name.
Fine mayor name.
No, that's a terrible name.
Jimmy is not a good name for a groundhog. Jimmy's a nice guy. Groundhogs are mean.
Gino, why don't you just shut up?
A texter points out Jimmy the Groundhog was part of the Gambino family.
Exactly.
That's your confusion. So,
What?
Jimmy is a perfectly fine name for a groundhog. Who died and made you the namer of all things?
I'm not the namer of all things.
You sure act like it. No, Val Kilmer is not dead.
Yet.
And what kind of a name is Val for a Kilmer?
Exactly.
The Kilmers never named their children Val. What's wrong with them?
Rod Stewart.
What?
I just saw this. There's pictures of Rod Stewart and his wife getting a cozy lunch date at the Subway near their Essex home. There's a picture of them sitting in the Subway. They ordered 2 6-inch subs.
Really? What beverage did they have, Gina? Did they have? I don't know if Subway is a Coke or a Pepsi venue. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
I hope they had a cola.
You don't think of Rod Stewart as.
I don't think of Rod Stewart. Period.
And he didn't wait in the car and send his wife in.
Why would he?
He's just sitting there.
Why would he? He's a chivalrous man.
If I'm really hungry, I'll stop by the Subway. Come on, honey, let's get some.
See?
Thank you.
Okay, we have things that must go coming up as soon as we award this. Round 2 of your boners.
And round 2 of the boners brought to you in part by some French fries.
And spend Labor Day weekend with the songs that built X96. We're giving you a Pioneers of Alternative weekend featuring over 3 decades of alternative music powered by Lyft Credit. It all starts Saturday on X96.
Boner candidate number 1, the Michael Jordan boxer shorts, heavily used boxer shorts. Now, the boner candidate there to me was anybody who would want those. But nobody seemed to vote for that much thing. Yeah. And then there was boner candidate number 3. How could you tell it's me who stole that stuff? I thought that was a classic, great boner candidate. Guy in his mugshot. Mm-hmm. He's wearing a obviously stolen Tommy Hilfiger shirt because the price tag is still sticking out of it.
What?
But Kevin McCarthy, boner candidate number 2, is political extortion, witness tampering, whatever you want to call it. Mm-hmm. He wins boners round 2.
That means that he has secured a spot in Boner Dome, and that also means it's going to be a good boner fight coming up at 9:20 this morning between this winner of round 2 and the winner of round 1. So be ready at 9:20 to vote for boner of the day. Things that must go now, brought to you by.
For a limited time, get a professional AC tune-up or AC diagnostic service for only $39 with Scott Hale Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Call 801-264-HALE.
Things that must go on the radio from Hale Show.
These are things that are bugging you, oh dear friends of the program, things that you just can't take anymore. You're sick and tired of them, and you need them to be removed from your life. So you think, I know what I'll do. I'll put these things down in an email, and I'll send them to Radio from Hell. And maybe if they read My Must Go on the air, it'll improve my life, and I'll feel better. And maybe even these things will disappear. So put Things That Must Go in the subject line, and then send your email to radiofromhell@x96.com, and we will begin. Gina.
Oh, okay, I'll start. This from our friend Tony. Good morning, lords and lady. My things that must go are, number one, conversations about tax policy during brunch. It ruins the fun of drinking mimosas.
That's true.
Number two, leather square-toed men's shoes. Many 1990s fashion is making a comeback via skateboarding or EDM, but these shoes are chunky and unflattering. Number three, Renee incorrectly answering the 1970s trivia question during Beat Gina. Carrie asked her, in 1974, which one of these groups won the Eurovision Song Contest? Mamma Mia! Her responding with the Rupert Grint experience made me, Fernando, and other Eurovision fans want to slap her through the radio and disqualify her from ever being the dancing queen in Waterloo. Carrie works really hard on those questions. He is an asset to he is an asset to Broadway media, a great leader in the kingdom of trivia, things geeky and radio. He deserves a gin and tonic served by Kerry Washington at staff meetings for his efforts. Actually, gin and tonic's more of Bill's drink.
That's more Bill's thing. Make mine a Moscow Mule when I'm there. Send that to the boss. Send this to the boss immediately.
Renee wasn't showing bad sportsmanship. It's the name of the game when he's using all these different ABBA references. Name of the game when she won. She's a super trooper, and the winner takes it all and didn't gloat on Gina by shouting, gimme, gimme, or money, money, money. Take a chance on me. Thank you for the music.
And Gina, thanks for pointing out that he was using a lot of ABBA references.
Well, people might not know what he's referring to. This from Don't Use My Name. What I'm about to admit is embarrassing. I know.
Okay.
Having a crush on someone at age 43 must go. What am I, an angsty teenage girl? What also must go is not being able to do anything about said crush because of stupid workplace rules. Listen, Jose, I know you feel the sparks too. Can you please just quit your job so I can go for it? Thanks for helping me with my love life and for letting me listen.
I'm glad she used my code name, Jose.
Jose.
All right, I'll go next. This one is from Please Do Not Use My Last Name. Hello, friends. The misspelling of names in emails must go. This often happens to people with uncommon names, many of whom are people of color. I have a very average name, Jen, spelled with one N, Jen. Yes, I have a coworker who insists on spelling my name as Jenn with two N's. I have worked with this person for more than a decade, and I have always spelled my name as Jen with one N. Please, people, notice how others sign off on their emails and use that spelling. It's an uncommon name. If it's an uncommon name and you know you have trouble spelling it, double check your work before hitting send. This is really simple and very basic, and it's a way to demonstrate. And, this may seem silly, but this is true. It's a way to demonstrate that you have respect for others. So, thank you for letting me listen and rant. Jen, Jen. This one says, please don't use my name. I work in healthcare, in a healthcare warehouse, and my thing that must go, or when you talk to your boss about safety concerns, again, this is a healthcare warehouse, and he tells you it's a top priority and then does nothing when you see safety rules broken all the time. Also, these coworkers who refuse to wear their mask when it's mandated, they must go. Also, movie posters that have actors' names but not directly above them. I guess that means the pictures of the actors. And then lastly, Gina being exasperated when Carrie and or Bill say that they haven't seen or done something that she's seen or done. Case in point, when Carrie said he hadn't seen Mrs. Doubtfire, and Gina yells, really? Really?
I did not see Mrs. Doubtfire.
Gina laughs, and she makes me laugh, but when she criticizes Bill or Carrie for something when she tries nothing new herself, it sounds kind of ironical. I love you, Gina. Thanks for letting me listen. Carrie?
That was a little harsh, but anyway. All right. First one thing that must go is from our house to yours. When Yelp says that some place is open and you get there and they're not open.
Yeah, that's...
where can I leave a bad Yelp review for Yelp? You ruined a romantic brunch.
Oh.
I'll just say that. We found a drive-through hot dog on a stick, and that's what we were going to do. And it was Sunday, and they were closed on Sunday.
No.
All right, this one from Zane. I've said it before. I'll say it again. People who seriously ask me if I have kids when I wear my Call of Daddy Fatherhood Ops T-shirt. So the shirt clearly says that he is a father.
Call of Daddy Fatherhood
Do you have
Ops.
kids?
Yeah. Do you have kids?
Mm-hmm.
When asked how many kids I have, I always say, I have 3, 2 are living. What must go is when they ask, what does that mean?
Oh, geez, really?
It's self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Things that must go, let's see. Not getting offered an ounce of help from family that live within a 20-mile radius after my wife had spinal surgery in October.
Oh, geez.
She won't be able to lift anything over 10 pounds. Our 15-month-old weighs 20 pounds.
Oh, man, that's
Let's see. Finding a spider in my dryer. Ants in my living room and kitchen. Zane, call a exterminator. Good heavens. After washing the car and drying it, there is still water in the mirror, and it trickles down the door. People who think it's weird that I haven't been in the new airport terminal more than twice.
Well,
my job at the airport is outside. It doesn't require me to be in the terminal. I don't go into the terminal. People calling me dumb for wearing a mask and being fully vaccinated. I hope when you get COVID, you don't go to the hospital and take a bed because you don't believe in COVID. There you go. Thank you, Zane.
Things that must go on the radio from Hell Show.
Traffic, Gina.
Yeah, we've got slowage 72nd south to 33rd south. This is northbound I-15 where that's happening. Crash northbound I-15, 106 south on-ramp in Sandy. It's off to the right shoulder. And looks like that is about it. If you're seeing something, you can text us 33986, and we will pass it along to other friends of the program. We appreciate it when you do. That's traffic.
Thank you very much. We will take a break. We will be back. We got Boner Fight on the way. We've got a reasonable amount of news, and we're going to announce the winner of the Park City Cocktail Contest. Always up for a good cocktail.
Yeah.
KXRK Provo.
She sprayed some in the air and then started naming all the benefits. The main one was that it allows you to fart and nobody can smell it.
That's a selling point?
That's what she said. She said if you're in an elevator and you're wearing this perfume.
She's a classy one.
Do they have a guy's version? Because, boy, I tell you,
You want to wear something called fancy?
I'm holding one back right now, and I don't
Do you
want to
need a
Go
moment?
ahead.
I don't want to
No,
hurt
don't
you guys.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No.
Go on.
Why?
Do it.
Go
do
outside.
it. Come on,
Don't.
chicken. Come on, do it.
Don't.
Do it.
Not chicken. I'm just not sure you really want
Do
that.
it.
Why do you want him to do that?
Do it. I don't believe him. I don't believe he's holding one.
I believe
and
he
I don't-
always has one ready.
And I don't
I
believe.
believe he
Just
can...
put the microphone down.
Don't do it. I'll leave the room.
There. And I don't believe it's going to be as bad as you say.
What, you weren't serious?
That's the lowest we have ever sung on the radio.
And I didn't even go all the way.
Oh, man.
There's more.
That's dangerous. Yeah, he did. I made him. I made him.
You know how I am with peer pressure. Here, Carrie, have a drink. Here, Carrie, fart. pull my finger. Listen, it started when I was a kid. It started when I was a kid. My dad used to make me pull his finger.
He did. I don't smell anything. Seems fine.
It'll circulate.
Well,
yeah.
Okay,
It'll come around.
maybe we'd better take a break.
I haven't been eating much meat lately, so.
Oh, jeez. Well,
for someone that just
that was really
tuned into
good.
the show for the first time,
I know,
just
they would-
now,
We don't usually do that.
We've lost them forever.
Really?
We're.
Do you think? You don't think that they could forgive us just this one?
I can't forgive you.
Now, long-time listeners of the Radio from Hell show, if you'd like to call us now.
Listen, I was goaded into it.
I did. I
you're
pushed
both
him.
happy.
He was calling me names. He
I
was
pushed
pointing
him.
at me.
I pushed him. It's a good thing there wasn't a cliff.
I'm glad we don't have a sponsor for the boner right now.
Yeah. Well, I don't think we'll ever have
Nope.
one either after that. Oh, my God.
He made me. All right. Uh-oh.
Weather?
Somebody just texted and says, well, that's why you guys have a new three-year contract.
And Sue just texted in, I am so proud to be your wife
Your
right
bags
now.
are on the porch.
I also just got a texter that says, I can smell it from here.
It really is bad.
Is it?
Well, I've been holding it all morning. I haven't had a chance to leave.
I know what that's like.
I figured I'd be fine until, at 10.
Yeah.
It really started to kink up, and then you talked about that perfume.
Oh, God, I can't believe you did that.
Now, listen, how do you guys know it wasn't just a recording
It
of a
wasn't.
fart?
He put the
Shut
microphone
up.
down.
Shut up. It could have just been a recording of a fart.
No.
You don't know.
You don't, but I'm here to tell you it wasn't.
Well, see, these guys are selling it. They're acting.
Nope. That was real.
Oh, man.
Great.
Oh, wait a minute.
Huh?
Wait a minute.
Oh.
Don't.
Yeah, it was real.
Told you.
Yeah.
Thought you were going to do it
No.
All right.
I don't have one, or I might.
Is it like yawning? It just, once somebody does it,
no.
everybody
It's
just
contagious.
No.
just
I
jumps
got.
in. And,
no.
okay. All right.
He works late a couple nights a week, and then I'm in charge of dinner.
That means Olive Garden.
Which is a laugh.
Which me in charge of dinner is never me making dinner.
It's Olive Garden.
You know, you could learn. You're not stupid. You could learn. It's not. No, it's probably too late for you.
Listen, there are a limited number of recipes that you can do with meat and bread, and that's.
And my kids will tell you this story if you ever have them. What does your mom make you for dinner? And you know what they will tell you? Mac and milk.
Mac and milk?
Because a while ago I went to make mac and cheese for them.
You know, we have people who work for the Division of Child and Family Services listening to this show. I'm not sure you want to tell this.
And because I don't eat mac and cheese, I don't think, really.
Mm-hmm.
So you boil the pasta, and then I measured out the milk.
This is for the boxed.
Yeah, to put the
crap
powder in.
That any moron can do.
Yeah.
That at 8 years old I was doing.
And I poured the milk into the noodles, and I put it on the table, and the kids, all three of them, sitting there, and they said, "Did you put the cheese?"
Where's the cheese?
Back in?
It's just powder. It's cheese powder. Where is it?
I forgot to put it in the milk and mix it up.
So you are stupid. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's impossible for you to learn to cook.
Yes.
You could do it.
But my husband does such a good job.
But that burden falls upon you to give succor to your family. to nourish
twice a week.
Gina, to nourish and strengthen their bodies.
That doesn't hurt them to have pizza twice a week.
So you're a disappointment. I'm surprised you snagged a husband.
I am too.
Well, everybody.
And he's such a good guy. He wouldn't divorce me now that he knows the truth.
Even though he was duped.
This is now a pity marriage.
All the way.
I'm married.
I got him to marry me quickly.
Now I'm married to you out of pity. I got to stick with you because you wouldn't survive.
'46, Sir Barry Allen Crompton Gibb was born. And two of my very favorite things, Bee Gees and Foo Fighters together.
Well, you've incurred the wrath of the King of September.
Oh, no.
He says it's a serious felony to play the Bee Gees during September.
I don't know how you can like the Bee Gees and the Foo Fighters, and I don't.
Is it called having a broad musical palette?
I think that's having. No, I think I call it questionable taste.
You didn't watch that Bee Gees documentary, did you?
No.
I wish you would, because I think you would have a new appreciation for the Bee Gees.
You don't have a brother-in-law who used to work for Stigwood, Robert Stigwood.
No, I don't.
And has told you the same stories about Robert Stigwood over and over and over and over and over again, and the Bee Gees.
This documentary doesn't put Mr. Stigwood in a good light. So,
well, I've had it up to here with Bee Gees.
What?
Right up to here. I do not care for their music.
Carrie, tomorrow, Bill is picking the opening number and the potty break song.
Why?
Because
Why
you
would that be
hate
the case?
everything we do every day.
That's not true.
Every single
Not true.
day.
But Gina, now you're doing what he does, and that is fine. And walking away. So you can't do that.
I mean, I'd be happy to select, but and it would be things I'm sure of. I would seldom pick things just for fun.
See?
Let's do this for fun.
You need a little fun in your life, Bill. Don't you want to have some fun?
I don't really know.
That Foo Fighters, Bee Gees stuff is fun. You know, it was adorable. I don't know if you saw at the Foo Fighters concert. This
if there's anything I like better than fun, it's adorable.
So, throughout the pandemic, if you follow Dave Grohl, you know who Nandy Bushnell is.
Mm-hmm.
She's this adorable 11-year-old amazing drummer. And the two of them throughout the pandemic have been having this drum battle between the two of them. Like she would offer a challenge and he would, do his part, and then he'd challenge her, and he wrote a song for her. This whole pandemic relationship, and they'd never met before. She was just a fan of Foo Fighters, and he responded to it. Well, that all culminated with at a Foo Fighters show in L.A. this week. They flew her in from London or wherever she lives, and she performed Everlong with them and was amazing. She's 11 years old, and she kept up with that band.
Mm-hmm.
Is she both amazing and adorable, or just?
Yes,
okay.
Yes. I am such a huge fan of Dave's and everything that band does, and him just embracing this random girl on the internet that was a fan of his and bringing her on stage and letting her play. And I posted that video on my Twitter feed a couple days ago when it happened, and it's worth going back and checking out.
And you like the Bee Gees too.
That's what I'm saying. They do fun things like that I appreciate. But I want tomorrow you to pick both and defend your choice.
Well, I mean, I will if you like, but I don't see the point.
I don't like that you hate everything that I pick and Carrie picks.
I don't hate everything that you pick. It's not the. I don't care for the fun things that you pick usually. But I mean, I like, I like most of the things Carrie picks.
I hate to break it to you, Bill, but a lot of the times it's Gina's pick.
Oh, darn. Well, shoot then.
I feel like you have a lot of negativity in your life, Bill. I want something positive to happen for you. And if the positive thing is for you hearing a song or two that make you happy, then I would like that for you.
Well, I wanted to hear Rock and Roll by Led Zeppelin today, but I was overruled.
Well, I picked Misty Mountain because, I think rock and roll is overplayed. And Misty Mountain is sort of a call to arms for September in general. I'm packing my bags to the Misty Mountains.
Okay.
That's why.
Okay. I mean, that's fine. I like that song well enough. It's not my favorite, but I like it. Mm-hmm. It's okay.
All right. We'll take a break. We'll be back. Big Boy News, Opinnuendo, all coming up. Let's see. Also, your boner fight is on the way, and the Park City Cocktail Contest winner. And now a message from the State of Utah COVID Task Force.
Well, coronavirus.utah.gov. So K through 12, there are no mask mandates to speak of. However, there are things that they would encourage you to do. Encourage everybody 12 years of age and older to get vaccinated as soon as you can, which is now because it's been available and you can do it.
It's perfectly safe to have your kids do that. Don't think that, school started already, it's too late to get them vaccinated. Perfectly safe to do it. You don't need appointments. If you feel better with an appointment, you can make one, but there are places that you can just walk in and do it.
If you're sick, if you feel sick, don't go to school. Stay home. Physical distance when you can. And even though there is no mandate, the state of Utah would still say, wear a mask. Coronavirus.utah.gov.
It's the Utah word of the day.
From what year? Do you have any idea?
1994.
Okay.
Let's see. Here we go.
Today, we examine another group of words used by most Utahns called L words, or words that end in ELL.
Oh, yeah.
And to help you with today's lesson, each time an L word is used in the following dialogue, a bell will sound. Imagine, if you will, our two friends, LeVar and LeGrand, together in LeVar's trailer house. The TV is on. A conversation ensues. Again, these are L words.
I love this TV show.
Yeah.
I am so glad that someone is showing the reruns of McKell's Navy.
Me too. You know, I would just love to set sail with McKell myself. Hey, you remember the one when the wacky crew of PT Boat 73 tried to save that beached well?
Oh, yeah. They had a hard time because of this big storm.
Yeah.
Gale force winds and hell stones the size of golf balls.
Yeah.
But they saved that well anyway. McKell did not fell.
Well, no thanks to Gruber. Yeah, that was quite a tell, though. Hey, listen, give me some of them snacks, would you? I'm hungry.
Sure.
Uh-oh.
What?
Trell mix.
Yeah.
You're not going to like this, LeGrand, but Trell mix makes me thirsty for just one thing.
You're not going to be drinking beer in front of me, are you, LeVar?
Oh, no. I'm going to have me a glass of L.
L is beer?
Yeah, but this is pretty mild. It's that Pell L from Squatters. It's so mild I can drink a whole bucket of it.
You'd get drunk if you drunk a whole Pell of Pell L. Then you'd get throwed in jail. And I'd have to bail you out. Oh, hey, looky here what I got in the mail. It's a flyer from Deseret Book. It says here that Dan Quell is coming to town to sign copies of his new book.
Boy, the liberals sure rode Bush and Quell out of Washington on a rel.
Sure did.
They fought tooth and nail, but it wasn't enough.
Yeah.
Hey, I hear that this new book of his really lifts the veil of secrecy about Washington life and what really went on. You know, I'd like to see him. What Deseret Book is he at?
Well, the one by that big jewelry store.
Big jewelry store. You mean Morgan's Jewelers?
Nope. Zell's.
There you go.
That's back when we had this theory that we would beat you over the head with comedy. You know, the way to get you to laugh was to beat you over the head with comedy.
Why didn't we ever learn to edit?
I don't know.
That's what I want to know. Also, now, you were shouting, this sucks. I got to tell you, though, out of all of the Utah Word of the Days, that was the best one.
It was one of the,
Really?
Yeah. It was one of the better ones.
In my opinion, I think that was the best one. Whenever someone says, what's the quintessential episode, I say that one.
I still like Lard Dorothy. That's a gorgeous orange.
I like talking to the manager of the store about the manger scene.
Yeah.
The creche, the manger scene. The manger. I need to speak to the manger about the manger scene.
God. Beat you over the head is right. Even I was getting bored. Sorry, folks. Yeah, that's why we don't do sketches anymore, all right? Anyway. Okay, let's see. It is 9:22. We've got a reasonable amount of news now before we get to Boner Fight. So it's brought to you by.
It's brought to you by, and we have a prize actually, which we don't normally have for the Boner Fight. So I'll mention that as well. Random Boner Fight voter will get a pair of tickets to Clark Planetarium's Dinosaurs of the Antarctica at IMAX. That's going on this Friday at Clark Planetarium.
Well, I just saw this story a couple of minutes ago, and I could have, I guess, saved it for the boners for tomorrow, but I know a lot of you people here in the Valley have a deep connection to Stephen Amell.
Yeah.
Played the Arrow on the TV, and he was apparently not a very nice guy on a recent flight, an airline flight, a Delta flight. He was removed from the plane.
He was a boner candidate when we did it.
Yeah,
maybe I
while
wasn't
ago.
here. Maybe I wasn't here.
What the story about this is him commenting on it. He's had time to reflect about it.
I just don't remember him being.
Yeah.
This is the first I remember hearing of it. Now, maybe I wasn't here when we did it before.
Yeah.
But yeah, he said I was a. So he was a boner candidate. Okay, that's good. I'm
but
glad
he's just commenting on it again for some reason.
I wanted to just say I'm really sorry again. Well, it's probably because he's lost some work or something. You know, I'm really sorry. I'd had too many drinks. I had too many drinks in a public place, and then I got on a plane, and I shouldn't have done it. I was at the liquor store yesterday, incidentally, and I don't know as I've ever seen this. Maybe once before I've seen this happen. But I was some ways away from the check stand, you know, the where they check out, and I hear the guy, the liquor store worker saying, "No, I'm sorry, sir. You appear to be intoxicated to me."
Oh.
And the guy was not making a scene, the customer. And then they said, "No, you have to put your money back in your pocket." "No, I'm not taking your money." "No, I don't feel good about serving you or selling you any liquor. You are intoxicated." No, I'm not selling you that. And the guy just sort of shuffled out of the store. But I don't think I've ever. I know they're supposed to do that.
And the bartenders will do that.
And then I did hear him say to another customer, "I've only had to do that once before." There's a couple of times, and then when I kind of caught a glimpse of the guy. He was pretty. He barely knew where he was. So, anyway, just a little side note there about the wonders of alcohol. There was a shooting in Liberty Park. 32-year-old man.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, shot in the leg last night in Liberty Park. He's in serious condition. Witnesses said the shooting victim appeared to be okay, but although he'd been shot in the leg. Police are looking for a man with dark hair, a white man with dark hair wearing a black hoodie. Gee, wonder who that could be.
How many thousands of those are there?
He has a beard and a backpack too. Maybe that'll narrow it down. Police said there was apparently some sort of argument, and the guy ended up being shot in the leg. So the Afghan and Iraqi refugees are asking to be resettled, and many of them are asking to be resettled here in Salt Lake City. The U.S. State Department has outlined how immigrants from Afghanistan and Iraq can make it known where they wish to be sent. And Salt Lake is on the list of possible destinations, and the instructions for the special immigrant visas have three options for Afghans and Iraqis to use influence where they will be placed in the United States. The first is to choose from a list of one of 19 areas that have resettlement agencies and have identified as having a reasonable cost of living. And Utah fits that bill. Salt Lake fits that bill. Refugees can also list a friend or a family member that they'd like to be resettled near. The State Department warns them to be aware of the cost of living and housing availability, though, as to where they might be. So, but apparently there are new refugees from those countries who have relatives here in Salt Lake, and they would like to come
It makes
here.
sense. It'd be easier to relocate near family.
Oh boy, this is bad news. Well, oxygen supplies are growing short because of the COVID. There's a shortage of oxygen, and then this is bad news. The DABC is warning there may be a shortage of champagne for the holiday season. So what are we going to do?
I don't know.
No air to breathe, no oxygen, and no champagne to drink. How are we going to toast the end of the world without champagne and oxygen?
Well, I'm going to go to the liquor store and start stocking up.
Yeah.
On oxygen?
Hoarding.
Do you buy your oxygen at the liquor store?
Sometimes I do, yeah. Paul Ryan, remember him?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, where'd he go?
Speaker of the House, and he quit.
Is he at the gym? He's at the gym, isn't he?
Yeah, he looks like he's been at the gym. He's got a beard, and I don't know why he was doing this interview, but they asked him about Donald Trump, and he said, well, Donald Trump lost the election.
Yeah.
Joe Biden won the election.
Boy, here come the death threats.
Yeah. President
What?
Trump.
You're stating facts? You're going to get in trouble.
He
for
says
that.
President Trump continues to insist that the 2020 election was rigged and that he won. Well, it was not rigged. It was not stolen. Donald Trump lost the election. Joe Biden won. It's pretty clear, Paul Ryan said. And I don't know why. Was he trying to reburnish his image, or I don't know what he's doing
Is
there.
he going to make another run at the presidency?
You know, I think politics kicked his ass pretty hard.
Well, I don't think that the current GOP would accept him.
No. The fire at Lake Tahoe is not getting any better. They spent a lot of money trying to keep fire away from Lake Tahoe. In recent years, they've done all kinds of mitigation, and it was pretty expensive stuff. Didn't matter. The fire came barreling over the ridge and down toward the lake, and I don't believe it's under control yet. So I guess that's it. There's
Is that what we're breathing?
Yep.
I haven't looked at the air today. Is it?
It's dark out there. I haven't looked at the sky, but
Let
it's
me look.
darkish out there.
I'm going to go to that Purple Air website. That's
all right.
I think, maybe we need some Kraft macaroni and cheese ice cream.
Oh, yes. I'll take anything right now.
Oh, the air's actually good right now. That storm seems to be mixing things up a little bit. So that's
It's Boner Fight with Radio from Hell on X96.
All right, you remember back in the 7 o'clock hour? Come on, think back. Come on, I know it's hard, but you can do it. We're getting close to mob rule in this country. That's Boner candidate number one. A Republican candidate for county commissioner in Pennsylvania has suggested forcibly removing school board members over mask mandates, or pretty much anything else that he doesn't agree with. So I'll get a bunch of strong men, we'll go on the school board, we'll just take them out. That's what we'll do if I'm elected. That's Boner candidate number one. Going against number two, political extortion. Kevin McCarthy, Republican minority leader in the House, threatening phone companies that if they comply with the subpoenas from the House committee investigating the January 6th insurrection at the Capitol. McCarthy says, okay, you give them the phone records, and then if the Republicans get back into power, we're going to make you pay.
It's your choice of mob rule here in Boner of the Day. One or two, you've got to decide of these two candidates, which one is the worst, which one should be Boner of the Day, one or two. Remember your candidate number, the one that you think should win. Put that single digit in the message of a text, and then text that to 33986. Or you can call the producer's booth, 877-602-9696. Use your voice to vote. Or go online, x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner Fight, September 1, 2021, and vote there. You probably won't see that box right away because we just put it on the website. So let the page load, then refresh your internet browser, and boom, vote online. You have until the end of these messages. Let's go. This is Boner of the Day.
When Carrie
It is the 23rd century. Humans have left the lowly confines of planet Earth and have sought their destiny among the stars. While many things have changed, one constant remains: the need for young men to venture forth and do the work of the Lord. This is the tale of two such men who at the age of 19 have answered the call of their general authorities and are embarking on a 2-year mission to spread the gospel throughout the galaxy. This is the story of Space Elders! Today, we find our beloved missionaries knocking on the door of a sand crawler on Tatooine.
Man, this thing is huge. Who ever heard of a camper being 100 feet long and nearly 60 feet tall?
Well, it's not really a camper. It's more like a mobile home. An entire tribe of Jawas call this sand crawler their home.
Well, I guess we better introduce ourselves before they decide to move on.
Hi there. I'm Elder Christiansen, and this is Elder Jensen. Hi. We represent the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
You know, the Mormons.
And we was wondering if you had heard of our church and if you'd like to know more about it.
Lehigh, I think my universal translator in my name badge is broken. Could you tell me what the little guy said?
Well, I didn't understand him either. Oh no, our translators must not be programmed for Jawa. Now we'll never be able to bring them our message of salvation.
Excuse me, sir. Perhaps I can be of some assistance.
And I suppose that you speak Jawa.
I am a protocol droid, programmed in over 3 million forms of communication.
And I suppose that one of those over 3 million forms of communication is Jawa?
Oh, Jawa's like a second language to me. You be quiet, R2. I do speak Jawa like a native.
Well, then, if you wouldn't mind, could you tell us what they're saying? Talk to them.
Utna Bak Chala Elders? He says that they want your hyperbikes.
Well, you tell him that we need them to do our missionary work and that we would really need to be going soon, too.
Kala Chuk Nagda Zula Tem. Elders Lokta Nimboshan. Oh my.
What did he say?
He says that they will join your church in exchange for the hyperbikes, and they want to keep your name badges too.
They want eternal salvation and our hyperbikes?
Cool. They get our bikes and we get our first converts. What a deal. I mean, there must be 2, maybe 300 Jawas on board this piece of junk. I mean, we could convert them all.
Butch, those hyperbikes don't belong to us. They belong to the church.
And so will the Jawas after we baptize them.
Could this be it? Converts for Elders Christiansen and Jensen at last? Would the church frown on bartering for membership? And how many Jawas can you convert for a pair of Mark 32 hyperbikes with custom fender flares and luggage racks? Tune in next time to hear Lehigh say... No, and that is final. Now, Mr. Tree-P.O., if you would just kindly ask the Jawas to give back our name badges, we'll be on our way.
Well, all right. What if I give them my luggage rack and fender flares and we just baptize, a couple of them?
No! That is your big problem, Butch. You always try to do things the easy way.
Oh, yeah? Well, listen to this. I've been letting you win at Scripture Chase.
On the next growth-stunting episode of Space Elders!
Time to award boner of the day.
And it's brought to you in part by a chicken sandwich and some French fries.
And for a limited time, get a professional AC tune-up or AC diagnostic service for only $39 with Scott Hale Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Call 801-264-HALE.
This was a very close contest.
I bet it would be.
Now, Andy was a random boner voter, and he got some Clark Planetarium tickets. That was just way to go, Andy. But this was a tough fight, and let's see, 29 by 3 votes.
Oh, is that all?
The winner was number 1. We're getting close to mob rule in this country.
Good. Well, I mean, they were both. It was a tough choice.
Yeah.
So that's your boner of the day for today, September 1st, 2021. It is now qualified to be boner of the week. It's going to be tough for Dave for the boner of the week. Some good winners this week. All right, go ahead and hit that, Katie, and let's.
The following is a sponsored feature.
Let's get our guests on the phone here. Park City Cocktail Contest. Yes.
Yes. The contest is over. The Savor the Cocktail Contest, Park City Area Restaurant Association, and we have the winner with us. And your name is Ginger. Is that right?
Reagan.
Oh, Reagan is the winner. Hi, Reagan. How are you?
I'm great. How are you guys doing?
Doing well. Reagan Chung, mixologist at Handle in Park City. And I think Megan is also on the line with us. Are you there, Megan?
I am. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. Congratulations. Now, Reagan, tell us about your cocktail. What did you create? And you won a cash prize, too, didn't you?
I did win a cash prize, $500 cash prize, and also the opportunity to be on a program with you guys.
Yeah.
That's no prize.
So what was your cocktail? What was in it?
Yeah, so the cocktail we created, I basically wanted to recreate some of the flavors from my childhood. So I kind of pulled a dessert made with pandan, which is kind of like a fragrant Southeast Asian plant that's used in cooking and drinks. Kind of looks like a little house plant, more or less. So I kind of want to use those flavors to create a cocktail kind of inspired by that. So basically, we made a syrup with the pandan syrup itself, and that plant has a lot of coconut and vanilla notes in it. So I added some coconut water. The coconut water kind of extends the cocktail, kind of makes the flavors last a little bit longer. And then we added liqueur 43. That's going to be a Spanish liqueur. That's going to be a lot of vanilla notes and herbs and spices.
Okay.
And then along with that, we decided to use rum. The rum we chose was called Plantation 3 Stars. That's a blend of 3 different island rums to kind of give it a very unique flavor. And then we added some lime for citrus there. And then we kind of shook it up and serve it like that.
Is that a dark rum?
Drink.
Is it a dark rum?
Actually, it's a light rum, so it's going to be exactly, yep. Has like kind of the, like Jamaican rum kind of gives it kind of like a very rich and kind of fruity flavor.
Katie is our producer is a rum drinker, and she was bouncing up and down with joy when you mentioned that rum.
I love plantation rum, so that's my favorite brand.
Yeah, rum is really a misunderstood category. We could go into a 2-hour-long podcast if we wanted to about rum, but I only have a couple minutes.
Do it.
Well, let's do it. Yeah, there's all kinds of rums, and there are spicy rums and sweet rums, and it is an amazing category of drink. And then what are the little? So I've got a picture of the drink. The cocktail here in front of me. What are the little flowers? Those are really nice.
They're just little edible flowers to give it a little color and kind of make the cocktail really pop out.
Reagan, do you mind asking, where did you grow up? You said these flavors of your childhood.
Yeah, so my mother and my family are from Vietnam.
Okay. And this is all, this is a cocktail that can still be had at Handle in Park City. What sort of food would you... Is there a certain food you would order if you want to have this cocktail, do you think?
I would say a lot of our small plates would pair really well with this cocktail, for like hamachi crudo or signature cauliflower dish. Kind of our Asian flavored dishes would pair well with this cocktail. But overall, this a light citrusy cocktail kind of goes well with the seasons right now, and a lot of food is very seasonal. So I would say apparel is most of our food menu.
Megan, you folks at Handle must be very proud of Reagan.
Yes. He's created a wonderful program. We try to give experiences with both the food and the beverage program, and Reagan's been an amazing addition to our team, so we are really pumped to have him.
Now, the question is for those of us who can't make it up to Park City, is this drink going to be available here in your Salt Lake location?
We do have a Salt Lake location, and it's not available currently, but I think we might be able to make that happen.
Robert, but take the drive up to Park City, though. Park City,
sure.
Park City restaurants are a nice treat for folks down in Salt Lake.
I've had that cauliflower. It's just
oh yeah, we love the
great.
cauliflower.
I love that stuff. And I'm not a big rum drinker, but I think this particular cocktail looks delicious. I'm going to give it a try.
Absolutely.
Well, congratulations, and you guys. I hope we do this again, maybe more in person. Next year.
In the future, yeah.
Yeah, we welcome you to either of our locations, and thanks for having us. Yeah.
It's our pleasure.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Reagan, and thank you, Megan.
Thank you both. All right, we will.
All right, have a good day.
Thanks a lot. We'll take a break, and we'll be back to crawl towards the exits after these.
The X96 Nightmare Before Halloween.
The good news is that I've learned that if you combine the mangosteen fruit with certain alcohols, it will cure cancer. And I've got the margarita recipe here, the cancer-curing margarita recipe right here. 1 shot of tequila, 2 shots of Zango, and 3/4 shot of triple sec, all right?
It's a martini. That'll cure your cancer.
That will cure cancer. I am cancer-free for 15 years.
And there's your proof.
So there you go. What more proof do you need?
So apparently they really put this in there in the company literature.
Oh, hell yeah.
You see that?
You can't do that.
No. What you do is you infer it.
Mm-hmm.
Say, oh,
you get your distributors to talk about it.
You don't put it in your literature.
Look, all I can say to Zango is, why aren't I your spokesman? I'm cancer-free for 15 years. I found that it's the mixing with alcohol that makes it work. Why don't they call
reaction
me? This is $1 million company. This is my ticket to a big pay.
And they're local here. They should know who you are.
They should know who I am, right? I could give them a whole list of recipes, drink recipes, martinis, margaritas, daiquiris, that will, cure cancer and depression.
You're awfully happy now that you do.
I'm happy and cancer-free.
Everybody knows that Zango won't cure cancer. It's Tahitian noni that cures cancer.
Can you mix that with alcohol?
Oh, no.
No, you don't want to do that, no.
You don't want to drink that, period.
Wonder what does this mean for them?
They have 15 days to respond. My guess is that either Orrin Hatch will swoop in like Super Hatch and save the day, because he's big on that, supplement business stuff, or they'll just have to take that out of their literature.
Yeah, I think probably they have to say, sorry, we won't do it anymore.
They'll have to tell the people who sell it, don't say that.
Really cure cancer. Or we don't have any evidence.
We don't have any evidence that it cures cancer. But Carrie Jackson, 15 years cancer-free because of the magic cancer-free margarita.
Because cancer's one disease. I love that when they say it cures cancer. Cancer's a whole bunch of different things.
Well, that's the beauty of it. It cures cancer.
That's how good.
Apparently,
that's how good this stuff is.
All cancer's the same. You drink this.
Drank all our good liquor, you big moocher.
I like that. That's a new one I put.
You drank all our good liquor, you big moocher.
The bad liquor's still here, but the good.
I drink a bit.
And I'll change this drop from.
What do you say you and me go out and get plastered?
To.
What do you say you and me go out and get
cure cancer?
What are you guys doing? We're curing cancer.
I am curing cancer with this magic margarita recipe. Okay.
Right this second.
Hey, right this second, I'm
curing cancer
right now, even as I stand here and look at you.
Cancer cells dying right and left.
Okay, it's 9:50.
So upset about Topper Bakery burning down in Ogden.
Yeah,
but I didn't realize this. They've been there for 83 years, and I heard one of the owners saying, "Well, we've got to get back into business." They make pita bread for restaurants all over Ogden and Salt Lake.
Yeah.
And
I was reading that's the big problem that is really falling out from this is that they made so many breads for so many restaurants and stores.
I just looked up a picture because I've told the story that I used to go there and get alligator jaws, and people don't seem to know what those are really. But if you just Google
it's a donut.
Just Google alligator jaws pastry. If you Google alligator jaws, you'll get
alligator jaws.
Alligators with their mouths open.
Yeah.
But alligator jaws pastry, and you'll get all of these pictures of these delicious looking, too sweet looking confections.
I'll be honest, I haven't seen one in ages.
I haven't
alligator
either.
Jaw.
But I did look, and they are, I can get them at, apparently, what's the place over on 9th and...
Granite Bakery?
No. And anyway, here it is. Apparently Mrs. Backers makes them occasionally. Thule, that's the one I'm thinking of. Thule, apparently I guess they make them every now and then. So you
we'll
can
get you an alligator jaw today, Bill.
Yeah, that's just what I need after the soda and cookie I had yesterday.
Well, that was yesterday. That was 24 hours ago. That's
any wonder that the diabetes is so rampant in our man.
It doesn't count if it was yesterday. You
Okay.
shouldn't have them both in the same day. That's my diet plan.
Well, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get myself an alligator jaw and a big soda from one of them soda stands, and then I'm going to drive around listening to the Bee Gees all afternoon.
This sounds like a great afternoon. You would be happy with that afternoon. You're making fun, but it would be a happy afternoon.
No, I would not.
No?
No. Don't think so.
You could drive around listening to the Remain Seated podcast. We have our latest episode up.
There you go.
That'd make me happy.
Me and Jonesy and Festus. We've managed to do 3. Now, we did these 3 when Festus was here, Let's see if we can keep it going.
Yeah.
He's
I was going to say, have you picked a system to do this yet?
Well, I don't know. You gave me a new one to check out yesterday. StreamYard.
Yeah.
I wrote it down.
On your work papers?
Yep, these are my work papers. It's the phone number of the radio station, and because I might forget.
Well, thanks for holding that up for everybody.
Well, yeah,
Well, that's right. Nobody answers it.
no.
That's our request line.
Yeah,
Oh, because usually
that's the number we give out all the time.
So
I
usually
didn't
when
give
you
away any secrets.
when you call the office, you get a recording.
No, we have a receptionist again.
Oh, that's true. We do. But for
And
the
people
longest
can
time,
come pick up prizes. That's
for the longest
all.
time, even back when we had a receptionist before, you'd still get a recording.
Yeah.
I'm not at my desk right now. I'm delivering mail to somebody else in the. Anyway.
So that year's worth of, or year and a half worth of winning prizes and not being able to pick them up, you can go down there now. We'd like you to wear a mask when you go in.
You might be coming to pick up a Radio from Hell face mask. That may be what you're on your way to get.
So get a temporary mask and wear that until you get your face mask, Radio from Hell face mask.
You can hear the construction in person. We had a few people texting in this morning going, "Why are you guys at home? What happened?
Let me see if I can play this back again. My phone hates Instagram and all of that, so let me see if I can play. If I can get this to work, this is the sound that Katie is here.
Fire started at a church. Fire department dispatch. Then they get reports of fire started at another ward.
Can you hear that?
Is that still going on, Katie?
It almost sounds so in your video when you're showing it, it almost sounds like traffic, but in here right now it's stopped for like a single second. But it just sounds like the jackhammer is going off either right underneath my feet, like on the ceiling from downstairs, or like in this studio. It is so loud. It's very hard to even remotely think and hear your own thoughts in your head.
Mm-hmm.
It's so loud. So
if you want to hear that yourself, go to our Instagram and.
It's also on our Facebook story too.
Oh, there you go. So
that's why we're not there.
That's why we're home until further notice. And I would just say to those guys working down there, take your time.
Yeah, I'm not in a hurry to come back.
We are not in a hurry, so just don't, take your time.
What did he say? I can't hear him over there.
I know you're supposed to report at 7. Make it 9. Go ahead. Leave early. 3 o'clock. Why not? Yeah, sure. No hurry.
Send them a handwritten note. They will never hear that.
That's true. They can't hear me over the jackhammer right now.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's see. We've got to do the promo. There we go. You got it?
Mm-hmm.
Coming up on Thursday's Radio from Hell show.
Well, at 6:45, it's Geek News on the radio, followed by Beat Gina at 7 a.m.
And this week we have another big prize for the listener who thinks they have what it takes to actually beat me.
Mayor Mendenhall will be here, and she will join us at 7:45. Excuse me, it's the smoke, for the latest Salt Lake City update.
And, of course, there will be more on Thursday's Radio from Hell show, X96. Okay.
Oh, it's back. Can you hear it?
Yep.
Yep, it's back.
Well, let's see. I'm just checking the final bit of news before we leave to make sure we...
Or is it breaking news we need to break?
Breaking stuff that we need to break that's broken. Nope. No, I think we're all right. I think we're good.
Go have yourself an alligator jaw.
That means I'd have to leave the house to go find one.
That's true.
How about you could DoorDash you an alligator jar? Jar?
Now, Thursday or Friday, I have a Monster Cereals report for you.
Oh, okay, good.
All right, just so you know.
Okay.
I picked up all of them. The Monster Cereals report either tomorrow or, let's see, can I buy a Radio from Hell tote bag? No.
No.
No, you've got to win it. All right. I think we're good. Fine job as always, Katie. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
I bet you could DoorDash an alligator jar. I did it again. Jaw. Alligator jaw.
Doug is next.
Kicking